All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Spectrum Talks. I'm one of the hosts here, Alex Dart. We've got in the booth today Bobby, David, Big John, Matt, Dustin, Brad, and Riley. Today's topic is what is normal and how does it differ between people who have disabilities and people who don't, or does it really differ at all? So that's what we'll be talking about today. And we hope you guys learned something. So, take it away, everybody.
Who wants to start us off?
Not me.
I can start off. Okay.
Go for it, David.
Disabilities can vary at different levels. I have one myself, but I don't see it as very significant. In fact, it could be very minor. I've been diagnosed with a comprehensive learning disability at an early age. I've taken several special education classes, but I found myself excelling. I think my only disability is that the speed of learning may not be the same as everyone else's. We all learn at different speeds. I may be slow at learning one thing, but quick at learning another thing.
Sure. Definitely. So, I guess what I'd ask is, I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it. When I say what is normal, what I'm getting at is,
what society accepts as normal.
No. When I say normal, what I'm trying to get at is is there a absolute definition of normal?
Absolutely not.
Talk about that.
Well, from my experience, I think there's not a defined normal. Like, yeah, society thinks that people, you know, since we have labels as people with disabilities, I mean, I don't speak for everyone, but in my own experience, I think, since I have a label, quote unquote normal status, whatever you want to call it, they tend to put people with disabilities in different groups because they have disabilities. Now, we don't know the rest of the other people that don't have disabilities. We don't know what they have. So, quote unquote, I don't know. I just think other people see them as normal, even though there is no normal, which it's sort of hard to explain, but I sort of understand it because it all goes back to if people see that you're different, I guess, which is, it's okay to be different, I guess. I'm not talking about that specifically. It's just from their point of view. Normal can be relative, you know. There's no defined, like, this is how normal should look like, you know what I mean? It's sort of all over the place. And that's all I sort of... Yeah.
Sure. So, is your normal different from my normal?
Probably. I mean, we're all made differently. I don't know that for sure. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but it just varies from person to person, you know. Some people may like this flavor of ice creams to this flavor, you know. It all, I guess, you know.
So do you think we should use the word normal?
No, yeah. Well, normal people.
I'm split 50-50.
Fair enough.
Well, normal people, yeah, they can drive and all that. They can cook.
Why do you say normal people?
That's not normal. Yeah, there's a lot of normal people who are not in the world. They're like idiots. So if they don't have a disability, they don't.
I wouldn't say you're not normal just because you have a disability.
Yeah.
This has been said in No Edits, which is a video which is a video form of this podcast, Big John.
Yeah.
But there are two people in this room that have autism that I know drive. And they're flanking, and they're on either side of you, Big John.
Yeah.
They're David and Brad.
I do as well.
And Bobby.
Yeah.
Yep.
So even autistic people can drive.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, Leo drives too, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
All right.
I know Leo drives.
Yeah, I've been in his car.
So I think the
That's
point
cool.
that Riley's getting at, Big John, is it saying that, like normal people can do all these other things. Like,
Yeah.
you can do those other things too. It's just a matter of we got to learn them,
Yeah.
Got to sit down and take the time to learn them. And it might take you a little bit longer, but that doesn't mean you can't do those things.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't make you not normal.
Yeah.
It's just, it'll take some more time to learn. That's all.
Yeah.
And even if you do have autism, some people pick up on things faster than others.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I've picked up on mixing music. Alex can attest to this, but
Yeah.
I picked up mixing music really fast.
Yeah.
Whereas some of you guys probably will take a while to pick up on it.
And, there are things that I'm sure you all will learn much quicker than Riley, It just goes to show a disability doesn't mark you. It's not
Yeah.
like, oh, don't teach him anything, he has autism. Like, that's not how it works. Like, you guys are really good at things,
All a learning disability means that,
You learn
not
differently.
everyone learns at the same speed. Just a
Exactly.
learning disability means, you have some limitations. Your learning process has, certain levels, certain limitations.
Mm-hmm.
And another point, Cody can draw better than most of us.
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
He has that gift.
Yeah.
So, he has that gift, so we can all thank him for that. So we need not discount the autistic community.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, Dieter.
Hey,
talking-
how's everybody?
We're talking about, we've shifted a little bit. We're talking about, in the subsect of should we use the word normal, we are now discussing it's not that you shouldn't teach someone with a learning disability something. It's not that they can't learn it. It's that they're going to learn it differently and at a different speed. But that doesn't mean they can't. Our example was, because Big John had said, well, normal people can drive. And we said, well, you've got 3 people in here who have a learning disability and they drive.
Right.
So,
Actually, 4.
Well, I think it goes to the point. Not everybody can do everything. Like,
Yeah.
I can't be a nuclear physicist.
right.
My point, right?
I can learn some stuff about nuclear physics, but at the end of the day, I doubt I'm gonna be able to learn
Right.
everything and become a nuclear physicist. So,
But my point is I shouldn't come in, like if I came into work and was like, I'm not going to teach Riley any more audio stuff because,
Right.
you know, he's got a learning disability, so he probably won't get it. You
Right.
know, like, that's not...
Yeah, and like a nuclear physicist shouldn't dismiss me.
Right.
Because if they spend time with me, I'm going to learn even more.
Right.
You know, will I ever get to their level? Well, if I make that my life's dream and focus, maybe. I don't know. You know, so yeah, I think it's a combination of all that.
I'll tell you that back. Yeah, there's what places I work at. Some people that look at me autistic, they look at me like a normal person. Yeah, yeah. There was my problem with people when I was younger. It was my problem that people responded to me and all of that. Yeah, autism changes. Yeah, changes people's lives and all of that because they want to know what the problem is. Yes, there's all matter. I don't know what autism is. Yeah, there's no some families don't have autistics in their family.
Well, you gotta remember, John, not every person with autism is the same, and I think it's important
Amen.
to know that I have my strengths, I have my weaknesses, just as everyone else here, but I think the beauty about people with autism is, you know, despite what other people think, we're just, I see it as a gift in some ways because, you know, like for example, when I'm doing some editing with my dad, you know, yesterday I've been creating some ideas and stuff. I'm not going to go into detail with that. And I've learned through it that sometimes you just have to shut your mouth.
Yeah.
And even though you have autism, and sometimes people with autism can be very smart,
Yeah.
you just got to learn to not... The smartest people in the room sometimes are the quietest.
Bobby, you're being quiet. Are you the smartest?
And so...
Shots fired.
And I think to round this back to I think there is sort of not a normal, but at the same time, people want to say there is a normal because they want to like deem, oh, okay, you're normal, you're not normal, you're normal, you're not normal. Like, so that's just what I was thinking.
Well, I think people like to put everything in boxes.
Yeah.
You know, and we label it, and the box can be full of different things, but
Yeah.
we just look at the outside of the box and read the label and assume it's everything in there is just that label.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? So,
assuming anything, I've made this mistake where I've assumed things.
I agree. But I'm
It's
just saying,
not good to assume.
But I'm saying it's human nature, so, you know.
Yeah. Well,
know.
I've shut that part off.
So I think that's part of the problem is we need to stop.
Are you telling me you never make assumptions?
I'm going by that.
Okay, I'm calling something.
Keep it. Making assumptions makes an ass out of you and me. That's what my mom says.
Mom says that too.
So my point.
Double.
I still make assumptions. But I do know
Well,
the
I'm
proverb.
trying to stop making assumptions.
I always thought it was just an ass out of you.
Well, my
Not me.
point.
Yeah.
My point is.
Dieter's perfect.
If you want
Remember,
to know
everybody.
something, ask the person that's
Shots
doing
fired.
it instead of making, like, I guess, find out what their mind is.
Right.
Have a
Dave,
conversation with them, you know?
Dave, got any thoughts?
That's what I'm trying to say.
I agree with everyone else.
Right.
I couldn't agree more with,
All right.
with Matt.
Cool.
Dave was talking for a while.
Cool.
So the point I was getting at really is just I don't think there's some. I shouldn't even say that. Not all social stigmas have significant downsides, but I think normal versus not normal does, and I think it's one that's easy to be okay with using. It doesn't sound like something that's overly offensive or anything, but I think that it is a very dangerous.
Yeah, and I think with time too, that's kind of normal's getting broken down. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, in the '60s, normal was blonde hair, blue eyes, muscular.
Yeah.
You know, and that was normal.
Normal also depends on the context you're using it
Absolutely.
for.
Yeah, so me standing in a group of nuclear physicists, I'm not normal. They're
Right.
normal, you know. So yeah, it's all about context.
Talking about how to cool a reactor with water,
That's right.
and if it gets above a certain temperature, it could implode. It could, that's why they have cooling rods.
We got one right here.
There you go.
Well, I mean, I don't know there's a lot of math in it. I am not great at the math, but I know the principle of how
Like I said, I'm not normal.
Right?
it works. I can tell you all about nuclear rockets.
We're
of
good.
course
Maybe a
you can.
different podcast.
Different podcast.
Wrong one.
They were trying to build spacecraft to go to Mars with nuclear power.
Different
Wrong
podcast.
podcast.
Okay.
Trying to get to the moon first.
Right.
Shut up. Just.
We've never been, but that doesn't matter.
Did you hear State of the Union?
Yeah.
I did not. You're gonna have to tell me about this after the
Trump
podcast.
specifically said, "Yeah, we're going to get to the moon. We're going to be the first to get to the moon." Did he mean first in the new age, or did he
Right.
just mean first
Right.
period?
That's awesome. I love it. So good.
Wow.
I'm never wrong. We didn't go to the moon.
I smell something.
Hey,
Oh,
all
I can
I
prove it.
gotta say
I can
is
prove
Dieter converted me a long time ago.
Yep.
Like when I first started here.
I've got the evidence.
The picture was what
Yep.
convinced me.
Well, then how do we have moon rocks?
You can have rock. I'm just saying.
You pick up a rock and you
So
go,
the-
"This is from the moon."
Yeah. And
So
all the moon rocks have disappeared over time.
Really?
They were stolen.
So if the moon landing wasn't real, was Apollo 13?
Yeah, we went in space and we flew around the planet.
None of us have ever said we didn't go to space. We just don't think we've been to the moon.
If you watch those shows, Lost in Space and Star Trek,
On today's episode of Spectrum Talks Conspiracy Theories.
That's right.
Everyone has their tinfoil hats on. It's about to get spicy.
Q lives.
So there's no moonlander on the moon now?
Exactly.
There is.
And the cake is a lie, guys.
Find a
the
photo.
cake is a lie.
China has ad nauseumly scanned the moon's surface down to the 1 foot visibility.
I
And-
hate people who won't consider the facts. I said that to my family the other day, and they were like, "Well, but you trust a scan? Like, how accurate can a scan be?" And I was like, "Go read about the scans.
Yep.
Like, they are
Have you
very
heard,
accurate."
And Russia tried sending 3 guys and they're all dead.
Yeah,
They never could. And Russia always can do what we can do.
right.
Have you heard of
What's that radiation belt called?
GeoGrid survey?
The Van Allen belt.
It's where they take a grid section of any like a planet. They do that orbit
Mhm.
moon times,
Yeah.
and then another satellite.
That's what I'm saying. China has done that. and has-
Geosynchronous orbit, ladies and gentlemen.
And they have scanned the moon down to a foot.
Geosynchronous
Geosynchronous
And-
orbit just means you're orbiting above a certain location.
with multiple satellites.
I'm just saying the term geosynchronous orbit means orbit in synchronization with a geographical point on the Earth.
Yep.
And Elon's screwing up our night visibility, just so y'all know.
How?
He's putting in up all the
Okay,
satellites.
Rocket Man.
He's putting in all
Okay,
the thousands
Rocket
of
Man.
satellites.
Mm-hmm.
And right now there's a whole cluster that flies by that you can see, visibly see with the eye. Talk about trying to get an astro shot at night, and all of a sudden you got all these lights flying by that
Right.
screw your shot up.
Right.
So
Jeez.
our night sky's going to be changing because they literally want to have the entire Earth covered. So all we're going to see is just...
Why?
Because they want everybody to be able to have cell phone anywhere in the world. And internet.
Instead of wrecking our own planet, why don't we do the smart thing and put billions and billions of dollars in building orbital shipyards? Gee!
We're not wrecking our world, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Well,
Travel. Get out.
Hiroshima.
Get out.
Hiroshima.
It's a nice big city.
Hiroshima.
It's a nice big city where 1 million people live.
Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
Nice big city where a lot of people live.
Mm-hmm.
I bet.
Okay. I'll just let you play in your euphoric land.
I'm not.
Are you
It's-
disagreeing?
I am disagreeing.
They're thriving cities right now.
Welcome to Spectrum Talks, where we go
We
off
talk
on
about
different
Do you
whatever.
think nobody lives there?
No, there's people who live there, but I'm trying to point out that yes, we are sort of wrecking a little bit of the.
I could be wrong, but I believe those are the 2 nukes that have ever been used. Correct?
And people died
Used
of
on people.
radiation.
Yeah.
Therefore,
Used on people is
We are-
not-
Right.
Used on people.
So, in the grand scheme of things, that is not a valid argument because we have nuked 2 cities ever.
And they're habitable.
Exactly.
and we're also melting our polar ice caps.
No, we're not.
I believe in the cold warm cycle of the planet. So,
Hey, Matt.
Okay, stop it. Not everybody likes that.
Yeah, polar bear.
Polar bears.
Yeah, polar.
This time Riley started it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
that is on you, bud.
Oh man.
No, well, I mean,
Jeez, wow.
sorry.
Okay, I haven't had my coffee, so let's wrap this up.
Just
All right.
laugh this up.
Everybody,
Getting warm in here.
maybe you learned something. Maybe you're a moon conspirator now. Either way,
Yeah, it's
we will see you guys on the next episode of Spectrum Talks.